Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Map number 2 on the cards for us. For forZe, started well. Their map pick goes exactly as Jerry planned. Now we go towards Ancient to see if refrezh can, refresh us and push us towards a map number 3 of Inferno. Ancient is on the cards here. It's a T-side start for Sprout.
I made a blunder there, Neil.
Why's that, mate?
Took a bite of some really good beef jerky right before I found out we were getting live. And that stuff, delicious. But it takes some chewing, man. It takes some chewing. So I've gotten through that. We'll see if forZe can get through this one, because Sprout, strong Ancient team. forZe, traditionally, not so much. It's a little easier when WoW eats a team flash. Actually, it was a CT flash through, but StaehrH and CSGO will make good on it. All good now. All comfortable. Bomb down. Who cares about getting flashbanged? Just kill.
Exactly. This retake.
Just win.
Very difficult. I don't think it's even a retake. Yeah. No kit, right? There's just no kit, smoke, flash, anything. They've got armor and pistols. There's no chance.
They would have the kit if they went forward into it, but it's like, yeah, what are you going to do here? Not much. Trying to get some extra money. Zorth is trying to do that. He just wants some taps. But he's being given no taps. Now, speaking about it,
yeah, go on.
This has been a very rough map for forZe, and I think based on what we heard from Jerry last night, I don't think they've had a lot of time to put a prep into it with this squad. So the way he described it was, he's very confident about that first map, and then Ancient, it was like, we'll see, we'll see. So Sprout, I have to be feeling pretty confident about this one, pretty comfortable with the idea. We'll see if forZe can maybe run some cheekier plays. They got away with a lot of them on Overpass, the dry push with the space takes.
Yeah.
They have it here, Neil?
I just don't think they do. I don't want to kind of, very early doors make such a bold prediction, but as Jerry said to us, right, they've had no time to really prep for this. But for Sprout, this is one of their best maps. Jerry, full blind, will still find a kill. LauNX, again, eating a flash and falling. A smoke to come through, and I have a little bit of a Jagger presence.
Oh, the gun's retrieved. It's just the Mac 10, but hey, Shocker would love to make some money here. Just trying to get lucky on the spams. That's not exactly going to happen. But they're able to get away. So man advantage. Sprout now maybe a little bit more nervous about this round. Still have a major advantage. But I can slip away before you know it. And there it does. ZORTH drops one in towards mid. The scout locking this down. That prevents the rotations now from Sprout. And now they're in a lot of trouble. Another smoke's going to be spent. That's just to take the element of surety that forZe had here towards mid and ask questions. But you can see they've just shifted Shalfie into the position so they can free the scout up to be in towards the site that needs reinforcement. So now ZORTH is here with the big gun. And he's peering down B main. This is a really good hold position for forZe. Hey, you got to be very nervous if you're Sprout. 35 seconds is all they have to work with. They still have util sets. They need to be good. And Molotov, Jerry still gets one out of it. Great result for the in-game leader. And now pressure on. Gameplay could catch, but they're out of position in time. Well done. And bullet spam confirmed. That player's coming through. The tag is on. refrezh laid low. They know what CSGO is. refrezh is gone, and CSGO will follow. Only one casualty in this round. Guns galore to be picked up. They'll only get 2 extras, but forZe have just stolen one away.
Oh my god, that is a fantastic round. When you think about it as well, the one casualty, it's Jerry who was in the flames finding his second kill with that 5-7. What a round, what a play. Real good step up. And what you said for kind of forZe, if they're going to find success in this map, if they're going to make this competitive, it has to be at times slightly gimmicky. And there it is. Jerry has, embodied that to perfection. Worked wonders. Now, of course, on either side for Sprout, left with a pretty minimal economy. It's looking like it's going to flood their way out towards A. Util being set up, I'm assuming, by refrezh. There's a smoke. Will be dropped. There we go. I think goes like Util. ZORTH going to be tested momentarily. This scout, he's getting a good couple of tags. Info, but that's great first shot.
There's the lineup. ZORTH even snatched one of those. Okay. Suddenly some intrigue, but not too much. Just a little bit. Just a little to keep you interested. A little teaser, shall we say. The 3 guns make it through. The 3 rifles, rather. You don't really want to take the scout or the SMG in here, so that's fine. As I say that, ZORTH will buy an SMG. Why not? It's an eco.
Jerky. Have you ever heard of
Okay.
the South African delicacy of biltong?
You know, I have definitely heard it's some form of dried meat, right?
It's essentially jerky, right? But I think it's made in a slightly different process. But I'm gonna say, if you ever get the chance, biltong or forZe, which is just essentially like jerky but like a sausage, like dried, gotta try it.
So biltong is like a whole, like, loaf of meat, so to speak, like a whole like
No. So
roast.
biltong's like jerky. It's just like little, like little square chunks, like strips, similar to jerky, but like pretty small ones. And then it's not measured cuts. You just kind of willy nilly cut it off, basically. But little bite-sized kind of bites. And forZe is like a whole. I'm talking like 2-3 foot long sausage, basically, but dried. You hack away at it.
I'm intrigued. I'm trying to figure out what makes this not just jerky. What is the difference?
It's some specific process, I think. I think there's like a slight difference. Also, I think there's also a difference in the time it's aged, if I'm right in saying, where, like, because the jerky is still kind of quite moist, where for like biltong, it's very dry for the most part.
Here's the drying, or wait, here's comparison to jerky. It's a section on the Wikipedia page for biltong.
Okay.
Biltong differs from jerky in 4 distinct ways. The meat used in biltong is often much thicker due to the slower drying time in dry air conditions. Typically, biltong meat is cut in strips around 1 inch wide, but can be thicker. Jerky is normally very thin. The vinegar, salt, and spices in biltong. Hold on, we got a big contact here. Big kill for Shelfie. Space taken. The vinegar, salt, and spices used in biltong, together with the drying process, cure the meat as well as adding texture and flavor. Jerky is traditionally dried with salt but without vinegar. Jerky is often smoked. Biltong is rarely smoked. Biltong normally does not contain any sugar additives, while jerky, they say most of the time does. I would say some of the time does. I prefer a non-sugared jerky, personally.
Sugared jerky? Now that sounds...
It's like if you do like a teriyaki type or some sort of
yes.
Like you get a lot of jerky like that with some sugar added, especially like the commercially Jack Link style jerky. A lot of that has a lot of sugar in it. I get this magnificent stuff. One hit might be coming through. That's a big spam kill. StaehrH getting a little lucky with that one, and now numbers evened up. There's still a minute on the clock here. I was gonna say the jerky that I get comes from this small butcher in Castroville, Texas, which is near where my mom's side of the family's from. So we go through. It's called Juke's Meat Market, and if you're in the area, it is worth the trip. Both because Castroville is a cute little town, and because Juke's Meat Market makes the best jerky I've ever tasted. Sorta likes the taste of this one. Ooh, and one more. Why not? He'll have seconds. Why not? There's more. Timing for StaehrH is unfortunate. Wanted to chase in that donut player, and instead he'll chase down. StaehrH 9 HP, 25 seconds, run down, and hunted.
Love it. Exhaust that bit of masterclass, double kill from him. Just to deny any presence. Actually, as well, kind of the Molotov was missed, but it ended up working in his favor. He meant to throw it deep, but it bounced off a little corner of the wall, and it Molotov the bomb. So it worked wonders, funnily enough, for him. So, all in all, forZe, a great little start here. The pistol didn't look too good, but since then, they've had money to work with and a buyer to come out, one-way traffic. And with kind of recent matches we've seen on Ancient, statistically this map is the most T-sided map in the pool, but a lot of T-sided games recently, it could be more of the same. I saw Crano step up, looking for more Zorta. What a pluck that is. lau-NX to fall.
We've got a hit coming through here. I'm just gonna need you to hold the cast here for just a moment, Neo.
There we go. Seen off. Comfortable, easy. And now we can kind of see what Sprout can bring up. Second attempt at a full buy coming through. That was just pistols. In those sort of rounds off a Sprout, you're coming in, you got one idea on your mind, you just get the bomb down. It just gives you a little bit of extra cash going in towards your full buy and a bit of comfortability on top of what they've already got. But StaehrH pick up an AWP, and we got 8 cases of support and a great amount of utilities. All things considered, not too shabby. And for his Jerry said aside, that don't really seem to have prepped a lot on towards Ancient. Looking pretty damn good in my eyes. They seem to have a good idea and a great nade.
And I'm back. And Zorta, well, he never left. Quick shot here, and Sugar trying to mow some down, able to get one. 2-on-4 here, tough situation. Maybe a chance at the plant, but that's quickly slipping away. refrezh, solo, dolo, gonna try and make the hero play, but this one's looking dire, and well, at this point, he knows he's surrounded. Take your poison, try and isolate a fight, but just a matter of time before Jerry puts those shots down range and finds himself another round.
And again, as this man starts things off, Zorta, I mean, he just continues to be so impressive, so consistent as well. Hey, for Sprout, for this is a map in which is, you know, their go-to pick. Gotta say, not exactly looking comfortable right now. I know, of course, you're on that T side, but as you're saying, recent renovations seem to be that the T's has a little bit of favor on this map at times. Not looking good. Flash is coming through. Xiaofi needs to be aware, and he is. No problems.
I'm not ready to say this is a T-sided map just yet.
Oh, not at all.
Aberration, shall we say. That's another nice kill for Jerry. Once again, trying to get a ball on the A site, and there's no interest in the forZe side of allowing it. Staehr will punish them, though, for their aggression. And oh, my goodness, Staehr, you can't give him these kind of opportunities. He's so dynamic with the Deagle. Getting himself an upgrade to the AK as well. Plenty of time to work with. Once the smokes fade, it's going to be tough, but if he fights forward, manage to isolate one of these. This could be something. Couple smokes on down. Does Jerry go for the spam? No, not quite. Then he comes flying through. There's so many smokes. His vision blocked, and eventually Jerry finds the clear path. A bomb plant out of that is a miracle, to be quite frank, for Staehr, but still a 7-1 scoreline.
Yeah, bit of a Brazil moment happening here. As hey, I mean, Staehr individually been looking pretty decent. The rest of the team not showing up in the same sort of fashion. FlowerNX gets to get a kill. 0-8. I mean, when you got your heavy impact fragger falling pretty quiet over there, you do get quite concerned about is this going to be, you know, problematic of a map, and this is series potentially going to be over quicker than we initially thought. So far, forZe in a great fight over towards Ancient, and potentially another thing that we could even have a chat with Jerry if this ends up going in favor of forZe, saying, hey, yesterday you say you didn't really prepare for this. You look pretty good.
Yeah, might need some thoughts about Ancient. And we haven't really seen much of what he was talking about, where he was saying, you know, yesterday maybe they'll have to go for some stacks, maybe they'll have to go for some gambles to maybe make this theirs. But at least to this point, still relatively early on, you haven't seen a lot of that. The default's been holding strong. Players have been holding strong. Zorta's been having a great game, which certainly helps. But you haven't needed to get too wild or weird with it to take through these rounds. Heavy Jaguar presence on this one. Flashbang going to be in to check it, though Staehr actually just wanted to see if they got aggression out B main. So for forZe, they got a lot of confidence it's not coming B right now. And Staehr's going to have to be wary. He's made this footstep now. The flank could be on. But it's going to be pressure on Xiaofi instead. He's been so good so far. Gonna come up big again. They go opt mid. They opt mid. That's just so much space afforded. No one was watching here, but with 35 seconds, Jerry can shut this down. He gets one, a second as well. Great impact for Jerry. Now pressure is on for the 8 players, but they know they only need to hold for 30 seconds. And with Zorta creeping out in towards mid, they're starting to be more and more comfortable. The donut player is going to be able to focus in towards A entirely. They line up. That's it. Sugar has shut this down. SlaxZ, the last remainder, and he just needs to limp away and try and keep this big green gun available.
It's great work. It really is, SlaxZ. It's got to be a save call. I think fortunately should be okay to save. I don't think he'll be tested. There's one in towards donut, which of course he can hit. I'll tuck to the corner. He'll be fine. 8-1. forZe guaranteed themselves a lead at the half already, and a 7-round gap to work with. Confidence is brimming through this side, and Sugar, the new boy as well. I mean, there's been questions about him, just generally speaking. Is this guy good enough? And even external things as well. You know, Jerry kind of enlightened us a little bit yesterday, saying about, you know, he plays like 80, 90 ping most of the time, which is pretty tough. And when you consider that the vast majority of the circuit is online, especially at the moment, and especially for a team like forZe who are playing in the qualifications for the kind of those bigger tournaments, like your conferences, for example, of course, with this, it's tough, right? If you're going to be playing so consistently on 80, 90 ping, there's going to be question marks above your head when you struggle, right? And you know, even internally, like, is this guy the right choice? But he continues to prove his worth. And so far, we've seen him while he doesn't get called upon as much as some of the others. When he does, tends to step up. So far, in the last 2 games I've seen from him, I've been pretty impressed.
Yeah, I have been as well. You're definitely seeing why forZe is excited about this. And Jerry was talking about, you know, once you get him over, and it seems like the plan may be to relocate Sugar, you start to see that limitation away. I don't know that Sugar's necessarily ever gotten a chance to prove it on LAN much, at least not on the international stage. And that's another thing that you're looking at. One of the things that I will say is, you know, these 100 ping kings, when you're forced to play with that kind of a disadvantage, it does sometimes beat in good habits. Because if you don't have the ideal angle on a fight, if you don't have the ideal position, if you don't catch your opponent unawares, you're going to lose a straight up, you know, 50-50 aim fight. So you have to give yourself those little edges to compensate for the ping disadvantage. And sometimes it's like playing with training weights, right? You take those off, who knows what you can accomplish.
I think you're absolutely spot on. We've seen a couple of people like that as well. I mean, everybody likes to look back at, you know, historical people. You know, Zantares is a classic example.
Dren was the classic.
Dren. Yeah. A lot of those
100 ping king back in the day.
100 ping king. In fact, in Asia ECL, I'm pretty sure it was a couple of seasons ago, there was actually a team called 100 Ping Gods. I want to think they were called, and they were fairly decent. And they were from, I can't remember off the top of my head, but they did have 100 ping. So, yeah, it's one of those things, right? I think,
Oh, Zyphon. Ouch. Wow, that did a lot less than I expected.
The wall saved them a little bit, I gotta say.
Yeah, ping notwithstanding, Sugar has played well here towards A. Not got a ton of util in this one, but that nade's gonna be well placed. Zyphon, man, he's just got a magnet in his forehead. Oh, what's going on here? They have pushed the presence outside of A, but this is maybe just a bit of a fake. Has made it a response. Jerry, though, seeing presence towards Cave, knows not to overreact. Mid play. The mid play. Shalfie wants to commit in towards this fight. This could be risky. Staehr gets a kill elsewhere, but they line up. They line up! And Shalfie is going to collect. Now these two players are stuck. They're going to get one, but Shalfie, again, managing to bring it back through. Problem is, disadvantage is on because they've also lost their B-site defenders. You need to go back for the bomb. Now, with Sugar coming back into this angle. Oh, if he could catch this bomb in transition, this could be bad. This could be bad. He can't do it. He can't do it. They've crossed. And now for Sprout, a chance to finally put their first gun round on the board. Their second in total. Staehr sets up the clutch for Shalfie. And Staehr slipped into the corner. This is such a tough ask. Shalfie. Need to have the brain of a champion here. He's got an idea, but he checked right, looks left, and Staehr is so very ready. A massive 4K for the Dane. Finally sees Sprout with some room to rumble.
Staehr, the opener and the closer. That first shot was absolutely bonkers as well. The one in towards mid, and then on top of that, those final 2 in towards Cave, when it mattered most, he steps up the young gun. Kind of filling a void as well with the other 2 youngsters of forZe and Zyphon. A little bit of a quiet tempo right now. Haven't quite found their groove. Staehr stepping up to the plate, and he's making this look fantastic. Still, a lot of room and a lot of work to be done. 8-2. It's not exactly like that second round in any sort of saving grace. And money is still flourishing over towards the CT side. A clear ability to rebuy in towards the next, and probably the next after this with no real issue.
One on. Sugar traded out just for one this time, and they again put a ton of responsibility on his shoulders. If there's a smoke here for Donut, there shouldn't be much for forZe to be able to do, and well, they're gonna expend that smoke. They have. Okay, good. Could have been disastrous if not. Staehr, this is a free B. Crowd, he's the only one here. He's the only one here. No one else gonna peek? All right, fine. I'll take what I got. So man advantage here into the retake, but Sprout at least with a bomb to defend, and that's more than they've had in many of their A-site takes. This isn't that dire of a circumstance. Flashbang's good. Nothing catastrophic just yet. SlaxZ, if he peers towards the catacombs, that could be huge, but Lau instead takes the initiative. Molly gonna be down. I think they'll just go through it. And indeed they will. SlaxZ can't quite zero in the kill. He's got teammates though now. And time is ticking so very low, so the possibility of this round win is slipping away. forZe, they just want to save what they've got. That's not even going to be a possibility for Shalfie or Zorta. They're down for the count.
We called on Lau. He steps up. Really good round for him. 3 kills. Stepping up as well in a way which starting to allow Sprout to get that snowball effect in play. Getting a bit of a bit of momentum. That's all that we asked for Sprout. On the T side as well, it's, in my eyes, very difficult to get that T side pretty consistent and consecutive rounds on the board. And StaehrH has been such a nuisance, limited in that one. When he is, Lau steps up. So good to see the riflers having a bit of fun with it. And A site looking for everyone to get it. He's going to fly towards A. 3 players showing face only doors. But Zorta put him in their face the first.
Oh, Sugar. Another nice bit of positioning around the smoke. Now, the reinforcements here towards the A site. Sprout were hoping they could find soft presence once more, but it's not to be. The AWP being there is a difference maker. Sugar wasn't just on his lonesome. So it seems like they might want to try and pinch mid, but time whittling off the clock. forZe are very comfortable to slip back in towards their default, to slip back in from their rotations. They don't need to go for a stack right now. They've got the man advantage, doubly so, and they know it. They're showing some face. This is to be expected. Well placed. And Slaxz with the kill in mid. That might open things up. There's still a minute. There's plenty of time here. Trying for something, Crad. A little tested. Needs that cave approach. Jerry in the corner as he cleared. StaehrH got away with his position before he takes the initiative himself. He's got one, no more. But information on that AWP allows the rotation to now come through. forZe, they're shifting 2 players into mid. They don't have to worry about Slaxz being into this angle. It's just a question whether they get here in time to help out Crad. Here's the pressure. Crad ready to receive. 25 seconds, no more utility either, so Sprout are so very tentative, and now that flank is developing. Players pushing in towards cave. Oh, great shot for Slaxz. He's giving them the possibility of this round, but there's the lineup, and they know where the last is. refrezh, you're not getting away from this. Sugar has come to collect.
Again, another 3K coming through, and it's another clutch from Sugar. Stunning stuff. And I think while he doesn't actually individually do anything, Crad just holding down his position continues to bait attention over there because they're thinking, right, kind of internally, right, if Crad's tucked, then someone must have been just getting information for him, right? And he's playing contact, surely he's the contact player of information. But no, Crad just holds and waits, and this is what Crad does best, and kind of why he's one of those players that we continue to highlight. He's secure, he's solid, he's consistent. And while he doesn't do anything in terms of kills there, just staying alive, I mean, his presence known is enough. Buys time for the rotation coming through cave. It's all about just allowing those 2 players into cave to play the body system. That's what they do. 9-3. Lead once again extended to 6 rounds. And this CT side pulling away double digits. Looks like it's going to be a probability at this sort of rate. And Sprouts could be going into the halfway mark at quite the deficit. Where once again, similarly towards Overpass, we begin to internally, maybe even externally, sort of ask the questions. Is it too little too late?
Certainly not for Ancient. Certainly not. There's always possibility of things coming back around. Slaxz with a big kill. Oh, the swing! Ambitious from Jerry, and he gets his kill. And he's away. Is he chased? Yeah, okay. Thank you, StaehrH. I had to punish that. I was a little too bold. Speaking of punishing, Crad wants to come back into the angle. Committed towards cave as a result. forZe have had to spread out. Only 3 players here. An advantage to play with for Sprout. These have been precious. Tough to find. Few and far between. But you got them. You got to capitalize. Bomb is solo outside of A main right now. Crad and StaehrH. This could be the duel for the round. If Crad goes down here, this is such a tough situation. StaehrH looking. Hunting. Backing away. Backing away. So we're not going to get it just yet. But forZe, they're going to risk the stack. And looking at their economy, you understand why.
Yeah.
You got nothing in reserve. If you don't win this engagement, it might as well be a save. So it's going to be Sprout hitting the heavy site. 40 seconds as well. They may not have the time for a comfortable rotation here. It's all about these first shots. StaehrH gets it. So good onto it. He has been phenomenal. And the swing back in. Zorta takes one, but it's just not enough here. It's simply not enough. Trying to get some utility down. Trying to get some space in. But they're bringing the pressure. And they should have that plant before you know it. There's nothing that Zorta can do about it. His Molotov was the last bit of influence he could have on this site. He will go ahead and back off.
Yeah, he's gone. Get out of dodge. There's just no point here. The only thing is, Refrezh going hunting. You'd expect Zorta, man of his caliber, to expect someone lurking. And he does. He knows. He scoped in. Refrezh knows all too well about it. Sound cue heard. I still feel like Zorta won't be able to get out here. Trying to save. Impossible. Zyphon at range. Wild and the AWP will hold. And we'll find. Fourth for Sprout. And I think once again, the man you have to give credit to, StaehrH. That's a great shot in towards Cave, and it just completely cracks open that B side. He has been so consistent, especially in that fragging department. Keeping up with the big boys, heavy hitters. He's the top fragger in the server, in fact, across both teams.
Yeah, by a long shot on his team, too.
Yeah, he's the one they have to deal with. And it even gets to the point on the other side, right? If they drop StaehrH early doors, maybe internally there's a lot of confidence boost coming through, thinking, okay, well, we got rid of the heavy hitter. Surely we should be okay.
He's in such an impactful position as well here towards Cave. Imagine he's going to play it on the half switch, but having a strong Cave player, having someone who has a great feel for this B side of the map is just such a massive asset for an ancient game. Big part of why Sprout is good here. Shalfie with 1 kill. Doesn't matter. Gun can't be retrieved. Damage on his Slaxz. I mean, maybe there's a world where this gets interesting.
Hey, walk away with 2 kills. You're more than happy with it, Grad. I gotta respect it. It's a good effort. Same can be said for Shalfie. Just walking through smoke. It's not a care in the world.
Maybe they will have stopped looking. All right. Minute on the clock. This one may be slow for Sprout, just as they wait for that last player to reveal himself, but it's not going to affect the round. So, I mean, 5 rounds on the recovery for Sprout. This is already a solid T side, right? This is what you're hoping for. If they can get 6 on the rip, looking good. Looking good for a third. The narrative is restored here. And this is where maybe you see some of the depth of the playbook not there for forZe, right? So many of these rounds come down to the default. And when you started to lose that fight in towards Cave from StaehrH, it applied so much pressure. We haven't really seen, the thing that we haven't seen from forZe that a lot of teams have favored lately is this super aggro utility play early round, right? To take bottom mid control and outside of B control. And as a result of that, StaehrH just had a lot of room to rumble outside of B main every round.
Yeah, I think, you know, fours for them, they got comfortable, right? I think off the back of it, it's kind of led them to not being so aggressive because they don't really want to let anything slip. Faffing about with guns and util in towards spawn has actually meant that StaehrH is a little bit slow to get here. Now
it is also one of those, I will say, where, you know, if they haven't had a lot of time to dry run those, to button those up, if you don't have every nade pixel perfect, there's a lot of chance for that play to go wrong.
I know, agreed. Especially that smoke, right? Get that smoke wrong. There's a huge gap, and the Orb keep plucking you off. They know all too well. Flash come through. Shalfie looking for something. Don't overextend. He should be fine. Oh, just about escaping. The Slaxz on that there. Don't take a dig. 1 point on HP.
Oof. All right, Slaxz. Happy to have won that duel. Maybe wishes he was a touch quicker on the trigger, but hey. Take it. Pressure going to come in towards B as again, forZe just turtled up on towards the site. They might bring the 3rd player here, and actually Sugar shifting in towards mid. Timing going to be interesting. Got the information. They can trust this stack, and it nets them a series of kills. It's falling apart here. Refresh an answer, but only for a moment. Leaves everything on his StaehrH, and while he's been the hero, this one's too much to ask. Double digits for forZe. A nice gift there at the end of the half.
Della, take it at least something to work with. I think for forZe, they're happy, generally speaking, of how that first half panned out. They've set themselves up in a somewhat stable fashion. I'll have to wait and see if they can carry on towards their season. We're going to go to a break, ladies and gentlemen. When we are back, second half on the way. See you in a moment.
Double digits on the board for forZe, but tough test for them on a map they're not exactly comfortable with. You got to get it done on the T side. Still, with the explosiveness we saw from players like Sugar, from forZe, from Jerry himself, you think that's enough to put them over the top here? refrezh doesn't.
Not bad. Already forZe. They're just gonna try to play contact out towards B. Will this work for them? SlaxZ other ideas. Through the smoke. Flash finds a double. Right. Unfortunate forZe. Really unfortunate.
Bomb plant's nice. That's something at the very least. Pressure on. Shuffy gonna try a cheeky play here in the smoke fade. Lau, though, knows this one. Lau knows this one, and yeah, they're ready for it. Sugar with one. That's going to be the only casualty on the round for Sprout. Very comfortable pistol, and an important one to take, right? Start out strong here on your CT side. Yes, you are the more comfortable team. Yes, you should be feeling pretty good about the scoreline, but it never hurts to get the early ones. But
exactly.
You remember, Neo, this is actually their second pistol win of the map, and last time it didn't go so well.
Yeah, you know, for me, pistol is pistol. With the matter how it is right now, everyone force buys, of course, into towards the second. And this is what matters most, that the force buy coming through. Do force want to go for it? I'd assume so off the back of a bump plot, but they don't have loads of money. This is a world in which they actually are just going to go for the pistols. Okay, so not actually too common, especially for forZe as well, who love a good force buy. They're actually going to play this calm, methodical. I mean, of course, they've got rounds in spare, so not exactly like they need to panic all too much. For Sprout, this is a really good opportunity and probably a probability of them getting up to 7. Deficit down to 3 rounds because it's a minimal investment for the T side. Once again, all they're really looking for, a bump plot.
Zyphon? Zyphon? Zyphon! Yeah, refrezh goes in hand as well. This should be the easy setup for this play. Fresh not peeking though. Oh, playing it passive, playing it conservative, and forZe is gonna back out. So no punish there just yet. A little bit of utility drug out of the Sprout side. forZe is just gonna hit a little bitty bit of a reset. Oh, Zyphon turned the wrong way. He's so fortunate to not get punished there. He will eventually get shot down by Jerry. Pressure on for refrezh, but the cavalry is here now in the meantime, and they should be A-okay. Even with that rifle, there's nothing Jerry can do. He is surrounded and he is eliminated. That looked so dangerous for a hot second. Zyphon caught unawares in Donut. It could have gotten completely out of hand.
That got uncomfortable for a second. I mean, in the grand scheme, I don't think it would have been a problem, but it could be way more expensive than it should have been. Thankfully, Sprout able to relatively easily, only one casualty, see that one off. And now, of course, this is where we get to see kind of what forZe been saying. But we have a little conversation just in the break there saying the real test of forZe is what they're like on their first T-side full buy, right? This is where we get to see what Jerry's got up his sleeve. I think a lot of teams struggle to kind of break the cycle and break the mold a bit. How will these guys fare up? Resmoke coming through. But Jerry, it's a passive approach. Not a lot of control being taken.
Oh, Jerry missed opportunity. Couldn't find the headshot. Spotted the player over the smoke. Could not zero it in. That would have been a massive find early here for forZe. Now they're left looking for that first blood. A little bit of aggressive posturing here in towards mid for Zyphon. He's eventually going to have to fall off of it, you would assume. But with StaehrH's position, it seems that he's comfortable sticking around even after the smoke fade. It's very much a spread defense here. Bit of a default from Sprout. With utility starting to sail over, they are committing in towards that A site with 3 players. But the hit's coming towards B. StaehrH's just giving up the vision at the wrong time. He's going to peek back in. Ooh, fortunate not to get punished. Get away with that online. The smoke comes out in the nick of time, and he is, again, just so good with the timings there over towards the Jaguar position. Got a great feel for the spot. They're going to be able to float the third on over 3 seconds with Sugar's position here in towards A main. forZe shifting into mid. They could still opt for either site. Sprout doesn't know which way to turn. Sugar collected. Means that it's all going to be about this donut play. Zyphon takes one. Looking for more. He's got it as well. This is falling apart at the seams, but Jerry still wants to make something of it. 13 seconds. 13 15 seconds. The bomb plant at least. But can they get any more? Zortho with damage, but he can't chamber another round.
Essentially, that might be enough for me to even start to think that map 3 is on the cards, or at least a possibility. Sprout looking a little bit more in control on that CT side. I think for forZe, you could definitely tell as well, the second they lost that numbers advantage, there was a bit of confusion. It was like, okay, what's the game plan here? What's the play? How do we make this work in our favor? And they just wanted to make contact out towards B. The donut control. One man Zyphon stepped up for a 1 kill and damage on towards another, and that was enough in my book, because it bought time as well. Kind of focused the attention away from the sites and away from the plant onto Zyphon, tucked in towards that back corner. 2 rounds in it. And no buy for forZe. Despite having that bomb go down, it's just Jerry and a hero AK. Support to buy some pistols. Util, pretty minimal. Realistically, the bomb plant is what they're hoping for, what they're hoping to find, but it's going to be tough.
With the utility spent early, you deny StaehrH the influence he likes. He's playing the pixel angle right now. Okay. That's a nice opener. Zyphon posted, will collect 1, but they're just going to bring the pressure on towards A. They want to try and overwhelm Zyphon, and the reinforcements are a little slow to arrive. forZe, if they commit, there's still a really good chance to take down Zyphon here, though if you swing into his angles, he's going to be okay. And now Lau is here to support. It's all comfortable. The moment of danger passes. Krad's trying to make a cheeky flank happen, and actually find an op. He's found an op. Okay, that's a nice one. He will happily save.
Yeah, that's a happy little find there. Missed shots, and it's more than pleased to try and walk away with it. Of course, he's going to be hunted. He's still got quite a lot of time, and a missed shots. LaONX, other ideas. His 3rd kill in the round as well. AWP saved across, or a double AWP set up in play for Sprout if they want to wield it, or rather than LaONX. I think even Zyphon is going to keep hold of it. So, 1 playing each site, like the setup by Sprout. Of course, for forZe, that was the hero AK. This is, again, where we get to see what they can bring to the table. I got to say, you know, if this one goes in a similar fashion to the previous 4-buy, that's when you don't get convinced with forZe, and you're thinking, okay, maybe this is expected to go in favor of Sprout, and things to be seen off in the traditional manner.
It is still just ancient. It's so tough to crack through these T-side rounds, right? You give them a lot of forgiveness. How long it takes to find that first. Poor SlaxZ catches a nade. Well read, I suppose, by Krad in terms of the position the Opera likes to occupy. StaehrH getting aggressive here. Gets himself 1 traded. That's not a bad deal for forZe to get StaehrH out of play. But Zyphon here, tucked in the corner. That drops the bomb. Oh, that's a blunder. Zortho having the C4 when he goes for a peek like that, that is a bit unfortunate. Molotov going to be in for pressure. There's 2 players here, so they'll smoke it. And a 3rd in towards Donut. Heavy presence. Even SlaxZ thinking about coming down mid. Everybody's focused up here. And with good reason. They know forZe is likely a little stuck. Have to move off the angle eventually, and they abandon it at the wrong time. 50 seconds on the clock. forZe should be able to get this bomb out. Indeed, they catch Lau with the re-Molotov. Patience paying off here for the forZe side. Now you do have to pick a site, though.
Yeah.
Refresh and Donut. An op on either site. It's not exactly an appetizing prospect anywhere here on the map.
Yeah, I mean, obviously B site seems like the slightly better port of call. A little bit easier to get that control, and at times, this map can be B-site simulator. It's SlaxZ to try and deny the primary AWPer, who's dancing between the angles. Not about the information either way, and actually giving them an ability to push their way out cave. He could be caught on timing. In comes the Util now, and he will have to force his way in towards an angle. Flash will catch him. Replay or reply, may I say, one of his own, but the bomb will go down.
This is huge now. This is a really tough retake, and despite winning 4 rounds in a row here, Sprout actually don't have a lot of bank built up. This would really be a bitter defeat if they lose all the guns. Jerry limping after that nade, 5 HP, but here's the swing back in. Sugar wants the initiative. He's not got it. He's not got it on the peak, and now major pressure on for forZe. That's a great start to this retake. Jerry can't get anything on the swing, but Shalfie, the spam effective. Can he keep him off this defuse? He can indeed! So much damage done, he doesn't know. He doesn't know. He was so close to winning that. He was so close to taking out SlaxZ. But that's a question for the demo review, because it's still Sprout to knot up the score.
One straight bullet is all it took there through the wood. Zyphon would have seen that one off. He gets so close. But again, another round not converted. I mean, Sprout tie up this game, and the CT side looking continuously better and better. I don't think it's a bad idea as well for forZe to call for a pause. That's 5 rounds in a row. Where for Sprout, yes, they found a couple of bomb plants, but it's never really been fully, truly convincing on that C side, and it's always been last-minute gasps and mid-round call rotations. I think if they are to lose 1, maybe 2 more, a call has to be made. Call for attack, get a break, get a breather. Not a bad start as well for Zyphon as he'll step up. Secondary AWP, but he's looking very comfy with it.
He has been looking really good as the safe side anchor. refrezh, I think may have just spotted a player. Gonna have one, not quite the second. Zyphon tight on the angle. And I think they know he's here, but that was ambitious from Zyphon. Trying to take the initiative. We've got another 3-on-3. There's another chance here for forZe, and with a minute still, they could pull the bail. They don't realize StaehrH's gotten out. Punishment is there. Wow, now in the back of sight. Chuffy hoping someone does the play that he would make, and indeed they do. On planted and Crad collected. Another nice retake coming through from Sprout. The continued bomb plants here means that forZe can continue to test, and with only 2 players surviving once again, not exactly comfort here for Sprout, but there is round wins.
Yeah, they're being made expensive. I mean, that's a silver lining if you're forZe, but of course, being made expensive, but they're still saving double AWPs every single round. So on the other side, yes, it's not really too shabby. For forZe themselves, they're surviving off the back of, yes, the loss bonus, but the bomb plants. And thankfully, they've heard through the internet, through the skies, they've called for a pause because they didn't need to. They've lost control of this game, lost control of the momentum. They can't find any success. And while they're getting close, it's close but no cigar. They need an attack, just have a real conversation about what they're starting to see in terms of traditional setups for Sprout. And hopefully now, off the back of Jerry and a call and a bit of a time to speak, they can have some sort of idea of what to work with heading in towards round number 22.
Lots of utility here. This is the aggressive control on Sprout have been deploying. Something we talked about being lacking for forZe on their own T side. For Sprout, it's their bread and butter. Oh, StaehrH might get punished here. Jerry likewise. This is a very risky exchange. Lots of damage taken either way. They know StaehrH has to live. If he drops the players in mid, they're under so much threat. And Zyphon falls. Advantage now for forZe. The damage has been done back the other way, but forZe have never had an advantage in these T side rounds.
No. I mean, HP isn't exactly pretty. They still got the numbers. Play the buddy system against the AWPs. It's doable. Crad sneak his way in towards the backline. SlaxZ has tucked himself in towards that A main position. He will be called upon in due time as 2 players rotate their way over, and that's where the bomb's heading. SlaxZ is pulling away.
Yeah, he wants to try and wrap into its mid, thinking they might have frozen up. It's not a bad read. Frankly, not a bad question to ask and pose. But it's going to need to be the retake, and this is going to be a save. This is going to be a save. The double op, too valuable. The situation, too dangerous. Lau now under threat. And he knows it, and having spotted that, Jerry knows that they're not actually going to commit back in towards the round, or at least has a pretty dang good idea of it. This is what we were talking about. None of these rounds were terribly clean for Sprout, and now it's time to collect. You've got no loss bonus. You've just got 1,400 coming in from the banks. You need these 2 ops, and with that kill, SlaxZ should allow them to bring it through. But what are you going to be able to put on Zyphon? What are you going to be able to put on refrezh, StaehrH? I think they'll be able to get a buy around this, but it's not going to be pretty. And forZe, that is a much-needed T-side win.
It is. It really is. Have it all. Hey, I've got to say, for forZe, there's still life in this old dog just yet. Still a bit of fight in them too. I'm not convinced, is how I'll put it, Mike. I would safely say I'm not convinced at all. But it's better than nothing. They can just chain a little bit of favor. Potentially, we can have a conversation about the possibilities of forZe taking this 2-0. I think it's highly unlikely with how sporadic their success has been on towards the T side, or, well, pretty lackluster at that, especially off the way of the halfway mark. But, hey, You'll take the positives when you see them. The silver lining still in the air just yet. And of course, for Sprout, I mean, the buy's not great. Double 5-ass MP9, not pretty. Of course, never in doubt. The double AWP saved. No problems, of course it is. But yeah, the support round is not exactly fantastic. This is such a crucial round for forZe, right? Find this. They shatter the economy of Sprout and it's hard to pull away. And as you can see, Zorta is not, and he agrees.
Carry. Naded down to half. Do love to find that damage early on, but look at how much more passive StaehrH is. He's not exactly threatening. They're not going for that aggressive B main control. And I mean, the result of this is actually seen in towards mid, where Zorta is up into the red room already. Zyphon's holding for this. It's a very different look from Sprout. This is a huge change-up, and part of it is just that they didn't have the same kind of utility to go for these early fights. Crowd on the smoke fade. Oh, this is a cheeky play. They're going to go in towards B. This is a cheeky play. Is a flashbang here. Zyphon's watching for it. You got to do something to push him off this angle. Otherwise, crowd's dead, man. Actually, no. He's just looking the wrong way. The re-smoke is there, but crowd's out. Ah, and StaehrH was ready for it. That was very risky. Disjointed, separated from his team. Now they do have Zorta working his way through, but why is Zorta going in towards A? What is happening here? They're trying to plan a rotation. Zorta has so much positioning, but he doesn't know what to do with it. And Zyphon's posted now. Watching back, the threat is gone. Zorta's been spotted. It's been dealt with. Sprout figured it out. Sprout cracked the code. Now for Sugar and Shalfie, an eye on a possible situation. StaehrH even just taking the advantage away from them, taking any of the initiative away from them. Shalfie's position known, but 15 seconds, this is a hopeless task.
Yeah. I mean, save would be nice. SlaxZ other ideas. That was such an important round, and forZe, they had to win it. The fact that they don't just give Sprout that comfortability once further. It just gives them at least a bit of breathing room. And it's a rough situation as well, especially considering the buy that was brought in. Double FAMAS, MP9, and I'm a true FAMAS hater. So the fact that they've made it work well, hey, hats off, commendable. Of course, for forZe, you look to them now. They have some money to work with, but the buy, they go for it, it's going to be janky, and they are actually going to commit towards it. So Sugar, Tech 9 for him, Armor, and I'm assuming what it's going to be just the rest in utility for Crad. Pretty similar in terms of the Deagle alongside Zorta. And then it's just an AK and Jerry on a Galil. Pulse coming through for forZe. This is a brutally tough conversation to be having, because this is looking, you know, step by step, more and more hopeless. I don't know. How you feeling, Mike? Are you leaning more in favor of the Sprout side now?
I think it was always an advantage Sprout from the beginning. Outside of, you know, the 7-1 run early on, or whatever it was, as soon as Sprout started to get back in towards that half, this has been ancient to expectation.
Yeah.
But it's not. There's still an element of risk here. This round's not exactly going to be great for it. Losing Sugar early on certainly doesn't help. But based on the way Sprout have even been winning these rounds, all it takes is one surprising upset, like here. Not that upsetting. Refrezh did great damage. But this kind of a round could send it straight into the full 30. This is probably not going to do. Zyphon pretty dang good at defending this position. As I say that, he fluffs 2, SlaxZ is here to reinforce, and it's over.
Yeah, it is. My God, that's quick. He's stepping up SlaxZ as well. I mean, obviously, I highlighted StaehrH, and I continue to do so throughout that first half, but SlaxZ is also really picking up the weight. And we kind of said it's going to be a little bit of a battle of the two different AWPing styles. With SlaxZ, he's very good at parking up in positions and just being kind of immovable in a sense. And then you've got the unstoppable force on the other side of Zorta, who shotgun AWPing and makes it look easy. SlaxZ, who has been really, really solid. That double AWP has become such a nuisance. The second that second AWP's been brought into play, Sprout have been more or less untouchable. And even when they have lost, they've at least saved both the AWPs. So the money was always never really massively impacted. Another pause called, and well, for forZe, potentially their last, you know, real conclusive full buy. Drop this, Sprout got to 14. They're into an eco. they maybe can buy in towards kind of round number 27, 28. But it's uncomfortable, pressure building, and it's starting to boil over just a tad. I think the forZe, they themselves know it's feeling and looking a little bit on the side of hopeless. I think a lot of credit has to give to Sprout. They've just played slow, methodical, and they've approached this entire map with a great kind of diligence.
Oh, certainly. Inferno definitely on deck here. Depending on how this round shakes out. Zyphon deserves a lot of credit for this. His numbers aren't honestly even that good. But the impact he's had, especially with that AWP, walking down, it's been massive. This is a difference, though. You lose refresh early. An advantage for forZe. These have been tough to come by. Now pressure onto the B site. They did leave Lau alone. That moment is missed. StaehrH starts to slide back into the angles. StaehrH has been a monster. And look at this from Zyphon, taking the initiative, peeking on down, giving his team a lot of comfort that it's not a quick A play because Zyphon's worked his way all the way out. I say that, though. Should have posted. Zyphon don't care. He gets it with a USP. This has to be the response in now. All the bodies are here. If forZe hit this site, Sprout are so ready for it. They've left mid open. They don't have confirmation that mid's clear. Surprised they're so confident. They've got the read, and they're absolutely correct. Slaxz traded. It's taking more. They're gone, but that ball right there in the open still gets his. The Molotov not enough to offset his aim. Shalfie and Zorta, two of the heaviest hitters on this team. They got to do it all. A remolly in, but no one's at home now. Slaxz setting up a smoke is giving Shalfie actually a lot of control, a lot of positioning, and a massive kill. No! He can't zero it in! All on to Zorta, playing in a smoke. He'll have to go through it. They know.
No.
Oh, he doesn't care. He doesn't care now. He can wait for the tap. Zorta getting on the bomb. He's got him off of it. The Z's on Z's. It's a huge round for forZe.
Oh, Zorta, that is brilliant. Single-handedly, when he needed, they needed someone to step up, and Slaxz has done such good work as well. Just after we're praising him and talking about how wonderful he's been on the AWP, it's the AWPer on the other side, wielding an AK, who steps up huge and has kept this dream alive of a 2-0 for forZe. Only one round behind. It's definitely a possibility. Especially considering now, hang on a second, for Sprout, when they're in it's such a great economic prosperity, it's starting to be a little bit dispersed over there. MP9, forZe, and yes, they've got an AWP in play, but could be for not much longer. This is a very important round. Win this, breaks the other side's economy.
A lot of utility being spent in towards mid, but with the double donut presence, Sprout don't have to worry too much. They've got this section out and they know it. This is such a threat. Smoke, there's a gap, there's a gap! Is that a team shot through refrezh?
I think so.
I think it was. Or, it's actually, I'm going to blame refrezh for that one, frankly. Yeah, he's going to get a kill. So he'll make up for his mistake, but he does prevent his AWPer from collecting one as well. Jerry getting a bit overambitious with that walkthrough, but he's got this forward positioning, and he's got one. He's got an idea about the second as well. Ooh, does he know StaehrH is here? Nope, definitely not. Definitely not. The push in towards A main, though, if Zyphon goes through with this, could be huge. Shalfie's position, massive. He's just slipped the net. He's just slipped the net. He's got the kill as well. Now pressure on towards A. StaehrH can't quite get here in time. He'll eventually put Shalfie's position under threat, and he's good for it. And Slaxz is as well. All in the crowd with just a Mac 10 in 15 seconds. The bomb plant being baited, but he has to commit, and at this point, he's missed his opportunity. A massive recovery for Sprout. They had to win this round, and they do exactly that.
My God, that got so close as well, especially off the back of it still is refrezh's mistake in a way, right? Because he denied that AWP final shot, but most importantly, he's denied the AWP locking down control in towards mid, top mid. And that became a massive gaping hole where you think if at the CT side, that could come out to bite them. Thankfully, refrezh sets up for a kill, and most importantly, they just play the numbers game. Works well, and without Mac 10, unfortunately, very little to be expected. 14-12, another pause called. You look both ways. Money is not flourishing, even though Sprout were able to win it. and deny forZe getting a bomb plant, it still is, you know, it's pretty bad economically speaking both ways. AK coming out for Shelfie, support around it is going to be on that kind of slightly smaller side. Sugar can get Galil though.
Yeah, I don't mind this, but I kind of want them to go all the way in. If you're going to do it, do it. Right? Give yourselves 2. Don't give half in, half out is what this is, and that I don't love. The hero AK here. Crad gets a second. Okay. Sugar's just saving a little bit of cash. Zortes as well. This I don't mind. Got the utility. You've got the armor. Let's see what they can do. Faster play, perhaps. Taking some space outside of B main here. It's not going to be the straight-up rush. Utility back from the CT side. Now they know there's pressure in towards Cave. That's having to drag out so many of the nades here. Staehr wants a fight. Staehr wants a fight. And she catches one upside. That could be pressure on. There's a kill. Staehr takes 2. Fade away shots here to keep his team in full control. Drop the bomb as well. Staehr still the commander of this B site. Doesn't matter what side you put him on. But he's down for the count. Now his teammates will need to do the work. SlaxZ is ready for it. And the final bullets will come from refrezh's gun. Map point found. Sprout look towards Inferno.
Yeah, this one seems done. 3 rounds to do it as well. Another pause call. I think now we've probably used all of them. Unless some attack. But this is pretty dire. Dire straits, dire positions. And yes, there is still cash to work with for forZe, but I think you hit the nail on the head, Mike. When you're going for those sort of buys towards the previous, go all in. Like, they would have potentially had a chance there if it was Galil's taking those fights rather than Tech9's. Then there's a possibility. Then there's potentially a chance for forZe to make that competitive. But they kind of half-arse it in a way, and, well, that's exactly what gets responded back towards them. They have no real chance. And I think for Sprout, in a sense, they got quite fortunate. In those sort of fights and engagements they were taking, if there was a world in which it was Galil's taking those fights, or maybe even an AK half armor, it could have been a different story. And Staehr wouldn't be able to get away with such murder. 15 to 12. Very comfortable buy for the CT side. Of course, same can't really be said. Yes, we see the AKs and the Galil, but utility lacking.
Nice shot
That's
from
quick.
SlaxZ. Great starter here. He's had a phenomenal second half. Seen on the map so far. And, well, this is looking like a clean sweep. Zyphon padding his numbers here right at the tail end, but following Crowd. And that one's done. Traded out. We're going to Inferno.
We'll go best of 3s. Decided on Inferno, as the age-old moniker says. And hey, you gotta say for the likes of Sprout, I mean, that was a really, really, really solid performance. And especially, you already sort of just highlighted them there, but the AWPer, right? I mean, what a performance. What a performance from SlaxZ. I think he was at the, of course, Staehr, he was always consistently good. Staehr was an animal. You look towards the first half,